Adam Chandler. Adam is co-owner and pastry chef at BETA5 Chocolates. With 10 years of experience in both savory and sweet kitchens, Adam gained an appreciation for ingredients and the practical science of cooking have influenced his work. In early 2011, together with his partner Jessica Rosinski, Adam opened BETA5 as a place to explore the limits and potential of chocolate and pastry. Please welcome Adam Chandler.
Just found out Wendy and I haven't met, but we're neighbors, just one street over. We're over on Industrial.
Oh, there you go. We should have a block party. I'm in.
So I just thought I'd talk to you a little bit about what BETA5 means and a little bit about our process, how we create new items, and how we like to play in the kitchen. So BETA5 is a reference to the cocoa butter crystal structure. Cocoa butter is a little bit of a special fat in that it can crystallize in 6 different forms, with that 5th form, the BETA5 form, being the most stable. So the BETA5 crystals, what they do is they give the chocolate its shine and snap when you're eating it. If you've had chocolate that's kind of gray and grainy, it's gone out of temper, so we have a different crystal structure and it's completely changed the experience. So when I first started with chocolate in pastry school, we didn't get along. I was completely frustrated with it and wanted nothing to do with it. So I went towards bread. I played with bread for a while, then ended up in the pastry kitchen, making desserts. Did a chocolate competition, won the chocolate competition at Vancouver, and found myself in Belgium in the product development kitchen at Vol2 Chocolate. Worked with a couple of amazing people at Vol2 who taught me a lot about the intricacies of chocolate and sort of giving me some tips on how we can make our lives a little bit easier together. So I came back, all inspired to work with chocolate, and had my restaurant job, so very similar to Wendy's. Started making chocolates, confections for petit fours at the end of meals, take home as little gifts for guests, and had this idea that I wanted to have a chocolate company. I was tired of working for other people, wanted to do something on my own, but needed the money and didn't really feel I had enough experience to do it. So went and opened a couple of hotels. I opened the Logan Hotel in Voya with Marc-Andre, and then the Fairmont Pacific Rim with Chef David Wong, who competed in the Bocuse d'Or for Canada in 2007 or 9. One or the other, I don't remember. So we did that, and then after the Pacific Rim, time had come for BETA5. So we started hunting for a space, found a space, and set up shop in East Vancouver on Industrial Avenue. Then we had to make things, so we had to get inspired. And where does the inspiration come from? For me, a lot of it comes from the ingredients, the seasons, and then experience, life experience. So the starting point is always the ingredient. The chocolate that we work with, it's plantation chocolates from a manufacturer called Michel Cluzel. So they're very nuanced chocolates, very similar to wine. Very different flavor profiles between different growing regions. So we start with the flavor profile of the chocolate and think of, okay, what can we pair with this? What would work well with it for a truffle center? Chocolate from Papua New Guinea has sort of tobacco notes to it, very fruity, red fruits. So we thought, oh, chocolate tastes like tobacco, why not pair it with tobacco? So we went and hunted around for premium pipe tobaccos, used the pipe tobacco, infused it into the ganache, and it was actually the chocolate that we won the chocolate competition for at Vancouver. So it's sort of what started everything, and it's now become one of our signature creations, which is in the pack that we put together for you guys. Then the other inspiration is the seasons, where we live in such a great agricultural region in the world. It's hard not to be inspired by the beautiful produce that we see coming in the back door from the farmers at the farmers markets. So we try to work with the fruits and not manipulate them very much because we want to keep their true essence. I sort of feel that there's no need to ruin something that's great to begin with. So let's do as little as we can to it, complement it with some interesting flavors, and keep it simple. Then the third inspiration is experience. So thinking back to growing up, what did we like eating when we were younger? Food memories. Which brings us to our creative outlet at BETA5, the Chocolate Union. So every month, we came up with this idea that we would create a subscription club where each month we would come up with a new theme, develop 5 new products, put them together in a pack, and sell them to people. Who knew that people would jump all over it and be as excited about it as they are? But it's been a great creative outlet for me in the kitchen and for the people that work with us. We start by coming up with a theme. So July, this month, we just released our pack this past Saturday. What do we do in July? The summer's here, so we thought barbecue. So we start with this idea of a backyard barbecue. Now we've got to somehow turn that into a confectionery adventure. So what do we do at a barbecue? Well, we start with beer. You've got to have a drink at a barbecue. For the last year or so, we've been playing a lot, working with beer in ganaches. So substituting cream. Cream is a liquid. What other liquids can we use to make a ganache? Beer works perfectly. So we took a barley wine and a dark double stout. Made 2 different ganaches. So we had beer chocolates. Good way to start the party. Then we eat things on skewers, shish kebabs, vegetable skewers. So we made fruit skewers with pâte de fruits, or fruit jellies, made using locally sourced fruits and purees. So we made Bing cherry, Shiro plum, and local strawberry. 2 down. But now we've got the main course, meat. How are we going to put meat with chocolate? The obvious answer these days is bacon. Everybody wants to put bacon with sweets. We wanted to try to do something a little bit different. So we took pork skin and we made chicharron, so deep fried pork rinds. Put those on a 55% milk chocolate with a little bit of smoked salt. And we had our Porky the Pig bar for the main course of our backyard barbecue. Then we come to dessert. And what do we eat at campfires or around barbecues? S'mores. So this was an easy one. Graham cracker, nice vanilla marshmallow, give it a little bit of a toast, coat it in chocolate, and we've got a nice treat for the end of the meal. So it's a fun thing for us to do every month. It keeps us inspired. It's a good way to get out ideas, to sort of keep our minds working, thinking forward, and it creates a lot of interesting opportunities for us with other people in the food community who are sort of like-minded, always wanting to do something new. We're kind of lucky in that we work in a building with a big commissary kitchen that hosts a number of food trucks in the city, and we sort of developed a bit of a friendship with the guys at the juice truck, stationed in Gastown at Water and Abbott Street. And they came to us with an idea for the Hot Chocolate Festival in January. So dairy-free, hot chocolate from a truck with no real facilities for creating steamed milk or anything like that. So we had to put our thinking cap on and try to figure out how can we create a hot chocolate for them that's going to represent what we do and also stay true to what they do and their concept. So we put chocolate on the end of a popsicle stick and gave it to them to serve to their guests or their customers and have them stir it into their drink. Creates a little bit of an interactive experience for them. An easy start, but we just had one idea. And we had 4 weeks of the Hot Chocolate Festival, so we needed 4 different flavors. So we made a white chocolate and matcha tea with a yuzu marshmallow, smoked bourbon marshmallow with the dark chocolate. Then we went to Mexico for a horchata-inspired drink with cinnamon marshmallows and a milk chocolate. So we had a little bit of fun with it, playing around with different flavored marshmallows, different flavored chocolates, and then changing the liquid that was used for making the drink as well. So the white chocolate with matcha tea we did with just hot water, the horchata-inspired one with rice milk, but always trying to stay true to the idea, staying away from dairy, trying to keep it a healthier drink for people, but still keeping a little bit of the indulgent kind of quality of hot chocolate to it. We were also approached by Meat and Bread. Again, the idea of how do we pair sweet and savory into something that's going to fit well with what they do. We're sort of right where it's one of our favorite lunch spots, Meat and Bread, porchetta sandwich, a little bit of pork crackling that they put on it. We felt it was a natural kind of fit. Also happened to inspire the Porky the Pig bar that we did for July. So we took the Snickers bar, something sort of childhood taste memory, something that we all love, made a malted nougat, then bourbon cashew caramel, so a little bit of a grown-up caramel, grown-up Snickers bar, coated it in dark chocolate, finished it with the pork crackling and the smoked salt. Turns out it works perfectly as dessert for Meat and Bread sandwiches. I've also had the opportunity to work with a lot of great cooks in my time in the industry, who are now also sort of in a similar position to me, where they're starting their own businesses, trying to grow their brands and market what they do. A friend of mine, Owen Lightly, Butter on the Endive, he approached us with an opportunity to participate in a collaborative dinner series that he was doing. So he put the challenge to us of developing we wanted to play on the idea of pushing the boundaries of sweet and savory in food. So the entire meal, we tried to skew the savory courses towards the sweet world, and then the sweet courses back towards the savory world, sort of riding that line through the whole 5 courses. We made a rhubarb risotto with fennel and white chocolate, which was surprisingly delicious for the first go round. Made a taleggio sponge cake with a plum sorbet, so sort of playing on a cheesecake kind of idea, but making it a little bit more savory with kind of funky cheese. And then chocolate and olive oil for the final course. So being creative and kind of playing with new ideas has opened a lot of doors for us. It inspires a lot of what we do. So that's, we're getting the wrap up. So that's our story of BETA5.
Thank you.